Hey
Hey
everyone.
guys,
It's been a while since I got one of these
yeah,
up. I've been working on the podcast and other things, but
busy days.
pretty much. Yeah, so we just got out of The Boy.
Hmm.
It's Tuesday night instead of Thursday, but it's cheaper Tuesday nights,
Yeah.
so go figure. But anyways, yeah, so what do you think, Mark?
Well, let's give a basic background of the actual movie. An American woman with a troubling past tries to refresh her life by moving to the UK to be a nanny to this old-looking couple with Brahms, their
As one
son.
does.
But the twist is Brahms is a porcelain dummy,
Hmm.
and that's basically the
I
movie
mean, if
plot.
you've seen the trailer, you
Yeah,
you
so
know
you
all
could
this.
get all of it.
I thought it was average. I kind of predicted most of the plot points as it was going along. Like, okay, so I guess we'll just get into spoilers. If you've seen this before, you know how these videos go. Yeah, it's not a movie that's like spoiler restrictive. I don't care if I spoil this. Um,
So spoiler alert. I mean, if you still care.
yeah, so don't watch this if you haven't seen the movie. If you don't care, then keep watching. You know the deal by now. So she's running away from this guy that like beats her, Cole, and the whole lead up to them, like, I guess I wouldn't say reveal, but like he in the third act he shows up at the place, but it's pretty obvious it's gonna happen. Like she keeps mentioning like, oh, she's running from someone, then another phone call with I guess her sisters, like, oh, he showed up,
Yeah, you
he
know
asked for the
he's
address.
gonna be there at one point.
So yeah, at the end, you pretty much know he's gonna get there, and the way the movie goes, she starts off like she doesn't believe bronze is like
Real.
real. She thinks like the people that employ her are kind of crazy, and then she kind of goes into what seems like a mental breakdown like halfway through the movie, and then she starts treating him like he's a real thing, and so it kind of becomes apparent like, okay, so he's alive, and Cole's gonna come over. He's gonna try something, and Bronze is gonna like protect her or whatever. And I was correct. That's pretty much how it goes. Until, of course, Cole, being the domestic abuse person he is,
It has a.
he starts attacking them all. Uh, what was the girl's name? Laura, or was that the actress?
I think that's the. I know the last name Mrs. Adams or something like
Yeah, I
that.
don't know. It
That's
doesn't
not
matter.
important.
Anyway, it says a lot about the movie, right? Anyway, so there's this delivery boy Malcolm, and he's kind of like her love interest, and like the only person that is allowed to go into the house because he's been like delivering forever, and the old people trust him. So after a while, Bronze kind of like shows that he's alive to Malcolm, and so they're like they both know like his deal. Anyway, so like when Cole gets there, um, Malcolm and he's kind of like stays around the house, in case anything
Mhm.
happens. Of course it does. Bronze tries to get him. Like Bronze does this thing where he like writes in blood, "Go away,"
Cole gets all confused, then
and
agitated,
angry.
angry.
So he starts fighting with Malcolm, starts fighting with the girl, and eventually grabs Brahm's doll and breaks him. And then it kind of makes it look like his spirit is released or whatever, and things start going all crazy around the house.
The house just starts creaking, banging on the walls, all of that.
Lights going out, everything. So it's like, okay, so they released the spirit. He really was a ghost. And then a mirror breaks, and
And
out comes
drum roll, please. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Brahms as a grown man who apparently he's been living in the walls the entire time. It kind of reminded me of that's movie on Netflix. I want to say Housebound. I think that's the title, and it's in that movie. It's about this girl that's like put on house arrest, and she thinks her house is haunted. Turns out it's a guy living in the walls of her house.
Oh,
Kind of reminded me of that, but like up until that point, the movie itself, it kind of reminded. It had somewhat of a House of the Devil feel to it.
oh,
Um, like it wasn't as good as House of the Devil. Obviously, it didn't have like that like nice retro-ness that did, but that's just kind of what it felt like just these two old people hiring a nanny for something not
It's
what
just
it
a
seems.
somber tone and mini looking
Yeah.
Crimson Peak kind of house looking.
Oh, that's what the house
Like,
reminded me of.
yeah, that's what I
No,
was
no, not
thinking.
Crimson Peak. It reminded me of the house from Woman in Black, like when how it had
Oh,
like all those little toys all over and
hmm
stuff. Just like less creepy Woman in Black house,
yeah.
pretty much. That's kind of what the house reminded me of. Um, yeah, and then there was they didn't really say what happened to the girl. Okay, so Malcolm and the main girl again. I don't remember her name, and I don't feel like looking it up because I'm recording this on my phone. So I can't. But yeah, so they're talking, and then he tells her of the story that like when they were kids, this girl was out playing with Brahms, I think,
Yeah.
and they found her in the woods, like her head was smashed in, and it's kind of implied that like Brahms killed her, but then the house burnt
I don't
down.
know how that happened. They didn't really
They like
explain.
I might have missed it. I mean, I was trying to pay attention, but I don't remember them explaining like what the connection was between the house burning down and yeah, what the connection was between the house burning down and her missing. I mean, maybe Brahms killed her and then
He went
they
crazy.
decide he burned the house down or something. I'm not sure. But it was pretty apparent that he was burnt because at the end, like,
You see his face.
yeah, like because okay, so when he comes out of the mirror and all that, he's wearing a porcelain mask like the doll, and like that kind of breaks off, and his face is like all burnt underneath. Yeah. Anyway, so she ends up killing him, and her and Malcolm
Drive off.
drive away into the
Well,
foggy London sunset.
it, at the end, it's implied that he was, I
Oh,
guess, alive.
yeah. Well, I mean, she just stabbed him in the
Yeah.
stomach,
So they get
and he
away.
was some psychotic. I'm curious as to how he got so strong. He's lived in his house his whole life, and he never got sun.
Yeah, and you see how because there's a scene where he like threw the girl
Yeah,
like
and she like flies across the
yeah.
room, and I get like there's that whole stigma of, or well, not stigma, but you know, like trope of like the psychotic guy being super strong and whatever.
But
But
the body shape of his is
yeah,
not
he
like
was like a
compared
big.
to
I wouldn't say he's scrawny, but he's not like Leatherface
Leatherface.
is like, you
Yeah,
know, big, stocky,
like an unstoppable
muscly.
force looking guy.
This guy's just tall
Yeah,
with
a
he,
beard.
he kind of reminds me of here's a little wrestling reference if anyone watches it, like Luke Harper
Oh,
without
yeah.
beard if he wore
Hmm.
that mask. But yeah, that was like his body type, but like a skinny Luke Harper kind of guy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that was pretty much the story synopsis of the movie. Uh, as for the movie itself, like I said, it wasn't overly like it wasn't bad. Where I would say don't necessarily watch it, but I wouldn't pay like we only paid $6 for it,
I
and it
think
wasn't that like it wasn't that disappointing. I think if we would have paid full price, it would have been kind of like meh.
yeah. I feel like this would be a movie you would go watch
I didn't.
like an on-demand kind of channel,
Yeah, I'd say
HBO,
like
let's say
wait for
that
it to be
kind.
on TV. You know, like
Yeah.
wait Netflix, TV, or like if you have a cheap theater around you, go see it.
Hmm.
Then as for like technical like uh, filmmaking wise, it wasn't badly shot. There was okay at the beginning. There was one shot that I kind of questioned when she's looking around the room and Malcolm comes in, is high or whatever, and
Hmm.
then she like gets scared and it's like a slow motion scare, and she drops the toy. I was trying to figure out why they went with that. Like, what? That served no purpose. It wasn't even like a jump scare because it was just her getting scared for no reason whatsoever. And that's the only shot in the whole movie that was like that. Like,
Hmm.
I kind of like after I saw that, I was kind of like, oh, okay, it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those movies where it's just like jump scare after jump scare. It really wasn't. I don't think there were too many jump scares in this.
No, not really. And for the jump scares that were there, the suspense building it up was pretty predictable when it was gonna happen.
Yeah,
I would
I
say.
wouldn't say they were earned jump scares, but they weren't like randomly placed either. It wasn't like what's a movie with a ton of I guess Sinister 2. That had a it wasn't like a Sinister 2 where there's just like jump scares every scene.
Mhm.
So they use them sparingly, which I will give it that.
If you like movies with twists, whatever kind of twist, good or bad, I think you would like it in a
Kind of,
way.
yeah, kind of like I said, kind of predictable, but then again, we go to the movies like every week, and I write movies, so it's lots of stuff is predictable at this point. Um, yeah, did you see that coming? That he was gonna be like live.
um, right, yeah, right when Cole was coming in and like told Brahms to or she told Brahms to help her. I was like, all right, this no way can't be a demon or ghost. It can't be her some mental illness. It had to be a person living in the house or some other being.
Mm,
Like you were thinking, is this Annabelle's cousin? Is
yeah.
she going crazy? But
See, I will say I didn't see him being alive like that. The rest of it was predictable, like all the plot points, but him being like an actual real person, I kind of thought he was a ghost, and then it was just like how I was saying, like when he broke it, like that was his vessel, like containing him to that. But then after that, like he was just like all like goes like all crazy. Like I guess that would be like the porcelain doll was what was keeping him kind of like humane. And then like
okay.
once he broke it, like that released like the evil Brahms that was like hiding away or whatever. And then he came out of the when he came out of the window, at first I was kind of like, is that just his ghost? But like, did his ghost
Oh, like
age super
a
fast
yeah,
or
yeah.
something? And then I was kind of like, oh, okay, no, he's alive. Oh, all right. Well, I guess they're going that route. Which I will say though that there were some points in the movie where him like being a ghost or a person that lives in the walls doesn't quite add up.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Um, Mostly that one scene. It's in the trailer where she like has a plate of food and she goes and throws it away, and then she turns around and the doll's gone because he has it sitting at a table. He has like no time to run out of the wall, grab the doll, move it to where he moved it, and then hide again.
And be that quiet,
Yeah,
especially this old looking house. You would think you would hear all of
like,
these creaks and sounds.
and she does hear lots of creaks and sounds, which she assumes is like his ghost or whatever. But that scene in particular, like you see and or hear the guy moving. Like, there's no way that he was able to run out of the wall and do all that in what was it, like 10 seconds maybe.
10, yeah, like 10.
um and then at the beginning when they like talk to him and ask if like he's the well, when they close the door, ask and like talk to him for that like moment when before they leave, when the dad's asks if they could have like a moment alone to speak
Oh, okay,
privately.
yeah, yeah,
Do they? I'm guessing they know he lives in the wall,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
like,
I feel like
I guess he came out and talked to them.
I think that's what they were doing, talking to real Brahms,
Mm-hmm.
saying, "All right, we can't live this."
Oh, and then when she's taking a shower and he gets her necklace and her
Dress.
dress, like the way it's shot, it's just like her necklace falling slowly off the sink.
You'd think it was like some short person doing it.
Yeah, like he'd have to be one, like the most quiet person ever to sneak in while she's taking a shower and not be seen. Especially since like the curtain, it's translucent, so you probably would have seen his body crawling on the floor, grabbing the dress and grabbing the necklace. I just don't see how that worked if he was a person. So there were some plot holes like that. Which I think it would have worked better if he was like a ghost.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was. I give it maybe like a 5 out of 10.
Out of 10, I'll give a 6.
6. Yeah. So, would you say wait to go see it? Like wait for it to be on home video, like you said.
Yeah, it would.
Not something to see in the
It's
theaters.
not something to see right away. Definitely watch it when it comes out on HBO, Cinemax, one of those movie channels.
Netflix, Redbox.
Yeah.
If you're fan of horror, if you
Yeah.
don't like horror, well, it's not even horror. It's a psychological thing.
More like suspense or thriller.
Yeah, suspense movie, I guess. Kind of maybe mystery.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of those, check it out on demand or Redbox. Otherwise, it's not a movie you have to go see.
Yeah.
Just watch this video again, or go read the Wikipedia synopsis. I'm sure it'll be up there by now. This has been out for like 4 days now. Anyways, so yeah, that was The Boy. Trailers. Anything worth talking about trailer wise in your opinion? Today we got
Deadpool.
which I'm sure you've seen by now.
Yeah.
That one about the runner guy.
Oh, Race.
Ray.
Jesse Owens.
There we go, Jesse
story.
Owens. It's pretty much just the Jesse Owens story.
Mhm.
Biopic about Jesse Owens. I mean, it doesn't look bad. What else did we see?
The Witch.
Oh, The
No,
Witch.
yeah.
That's been going around for a while. I think we might have talked about it before. I don't remember. I think we talked about it during the Crimson Peak review, which we never got up because the audio messed up. Speaking of which, Crimson Peak was good. Super late review. I recommend that.
I like that movie.
Go buy it on Blu-ray. We get no money for this, so. The Witch. Looking forward to that, and Conjuring 2.
Oh yeah.
I like the trailer. I'm really looking forward to that.
James Wan.
He's directing it, right? Because I know it said from director James Wan, but sometimes they do like they put the names up like, and they're not really part of it. But I think he's directing it.
I heard he was the director of it. So.
Then good. Then that should be a movie to look forward to. Going back to his roots after he did Furious 7.
Yeah.
Still don't see why they got him to do that. Or why he signed. I guess the paycheck, but.
It was a blockbuster movie.
Yeah, not a James Wan. Something you'd think James Wan would do, but. Go figure. Anyways, yeah, so. Probably. May record something next week if we. I'm sure we are. Tuesday seemed to be the day we go to the movies now.
Yeah.
Let's see what's coming out. I think it's Hail Caesar. Or The Revenant. If we do The Revenant, we probably... I don't know if I'll do a review, because it's already so long.
So long and so out there.
Plus, I mean, I'm sure everyone's seen it by now. That cares to see it, and they're not going to care if we review it. I'm sure you don't care if we review this movie, but we do it anyways. Anyway, so, yeah, we'll see what we do next week. And should get podcast 2 up soon after... Give maybe in like a day or two after this is uploaded. I'm editing it right now, though. If you're watching this after it's out, then just ignore what I'm saying right now, and go watch go listen to the podcast instead. Yeah, just like right now, just click to this site or whatever,
wherever the link is.
Go listen to the podcast. It's a good podcast. If I do say so myself. Anyways, yeah. Anything else to say?
Please subscribe. Watch all the videos. We want to get up there. If you want to suggest movies,
feel free.
Feel free.
I mean, I'm open to reviewing older movies that too. Just don't know when we would, but we'll get around to it eventually. Just feel free to comment if you wish. It's Brahms. Anyways, yeah. So. I feel like we've been talking for a while now, and I don't want to have to edit too much. So, yeah, we'll see you. See you next podcast or video, whatever.
Later, guys.